Hi, just a quick update on GME end of day data liquidity for the 28th of May. So we saw a pump here on the 20th, 19th, 20th, deep in the money calls, and since then we've seen that has made the market makers chase the let's just redo that one, chase the ask on which has increased the IV. We can see that it's just dropped into this tight liquidity during the squeeze that we've seen over the last couple of days in the indexes. If we have a closer look here in the 5-minute period, as discussed yesterday, we've gone from these green periods of being squeezed to a big day of selling yesterday, and pretty much sold all of the day. Today we've seen reactive liquidity. We've got what we expected, which was a pullback. I actually thought we might see more sideways, but the squeeze was we didn't see it carried on at all in the main indexes, and we did see the DSPX rise. So we've had some reactive liquidity, then we've had a bit of a bounce around, maybe a little bit of buying into the close, but not a great deal. If we just go and have a look at the DSPX before we head into the into the open interest, the DSPX pretty much flat, up a little bit. So there is the possibility it's high, it's low enough that we might get a squeeze. The VIX as well. The VIX has pulled back a little bit, but still it's in that sort of 19, 20. 20 is really the mark where we start to see the squeeze possibility from a Vanna event, which is what we saw in Monday, Tuesday, but not the end of last week. The end of last week was much more because we had a very low VIX and a lower DSPX. That's where the squeeze eventuated from dispersion within the index. So if we're just having a look here, I've taken the gamma out, but here we can see we've had into this drop as expected. We've had the IV stay high, and we did see a lot of buying or selling. We saw a lot of movement in the market. It was on average buying, where yesterday we can see, this is the DPI, we can see there's selling. It's going down today. It's gone up a little bit. There was a bit of extra buying. Could have been these puts here could be bought or sold. The fact that we've had a little bit of extra buying today in the DPI suggests that without a great deal of movement, that the net position is that there was more buying than selling. So whether that is that these are bought out of the money or these were sold, the net long position hasn't changed a great deal. If we go and have a look behind the market, we can see here, this is the IV, this is calls, this is puts, so we can see the puts have got very strong IV. It's probably because they're sold and they've had pressure on them. Here we can see we've gone up about 20% or 10%, 15% for the day, 20% from yesterday, and that IV has stayed up high. So I'm expecting some sideways movement, or depending on the DSPX and the VIX, hopefully a set up for some more squeeze. I think that we'll probably see it here in the back of the market before it starts to take effect. Anyway, I hope that that lets you know where we're up to. It was a bigger pullback than I expected, but we did see a lot of selling yesterday, and that's become evident today, selling into that rise. Hope you have a great day's trading. Thanks for listening.